Alright, so we are back with another Easy A concept video. I'm sure you guys could tell, but today we're going to be talking about this board right here. This is actually the fourth oldest premium unit that does not have an Extreme Z Awakening Tech Trunks. Now, when this guy came out, I remember we were all super confused, right? He came out the 26th of April, 2019. And we're all like, okay, he is passive. He needs to be on rotation for like 16 turns to build up his full passive. Which when he initially came out was actually not possible. But in fact, I want to bring it up before we go into the actual like my concept EZA details. I want to show y'all later on, after he initially came out, we got the legendary Goku event right on the 9th of May 2019, and then it came out and we're like, oh, that makes sense why he's taking so many turns to build up and he's stacking. When he initially came out, it just made actually no sense at all. But now it's just like, you know, oh, we can kind of see what their idea was with that plan right there, right? But it's about time this guy gets his EZA, I think. Obviously, we're in a Future Saga celebration for the worldwide download celebration itself. And we'll just see, you know, eventually we'll get all details and stuff. I don't know if this guy's going to EZA in part 1 or part 2 or something like that. But I feel he's very much a shoe-in for an EZA. And honestly, like, again, with all these Future Saga EZAs they were saving up, it made a lot of sense that they were planning, like, a bigger celebration with Future Saga in mind. We'll talk about Zamasu. Actually, he'll probably be a video for tomorrow, right? But, again, we're going to focus on Trunks today. Now, I did already post my concept about this on Twitter, so a lot of y'all might have already seen my concept, but you can kind of get a better idea about why I chose certain design philosophies for this Trunks. So this base Trunks, again, I don't think that they're going to do anything drastic with this guy. I think they're going to still make him relatively like weak in terms of overall stats early on. He doesn't really need to be that strong anyways, but I don't think that they're going to make any like major changes to what like the thesis of his kit is. So, a few changes I did make. I gave him defense raising as well, right? Technically, he does raise attack by 30%. It would change that to just 20% attack and 20% defense raise. But I think just starting up stacking already from turn 1, there's like no reason to start like waiting for him to stack until he transforms. So I gave him the stacking already of defense starting from before he transforms. 120% attack and defense, 50% on super. He does lower attack as well, which is good for like some of these early phases. And then I did give him the Scouter ability, right? Now to note, this is the only form of this Trunks that'll have the Scouter ability. I'm thinking of like, you know, Mai's not in this card, right? But I'm thinking of like kind of like Mai right here. Like a lot of Mai's have super attacks. And in the anime, this is Trunks' super attack is from when he first fought Goku Black with Mai, from what we saw in the anime. So that's what I'm thinking of there. And it's like, he's going to be weak. I give him enough so he could probably be okay against normals-ish. Especially with his EZA stats, if we consider that. But super attacks will obviously kill him. So let's just like say, hey, he can't get super attacked because you could just move him where the super attack is not at, right? Which is quite helpful for him. Now this guy, I thought a while about how I should design him, whether I should give him greatly raised attacking defense, maybe what kind of multiplicative buff should I give? Should I get dodge, damage reduction, right? And I did get something that I feel like I felt comfortable with the Super Saiyan Trunks. I didn't want to make him too overly powered again because he is an easy A TUR. They usually don't make these guys too overly powered. I think I gave him pretty good strength, especially considering he's a worldwide EZA, and this is a very anticipated hype EZA for a lot of people. Because this Tech Trunks was pretty cool, obviously, when it first came out. So, obviously, then I changed the super attack effect. I decided not to. Kept that as a 20% attack and defense raise. You gave him a higher start of turn, obviously, 150% from 120%. Then it made us attack and defense raising a lot easier to get. So instead of taking 8 turns for himself to build up, it's only 4 turns, right? So he has to be on rotation 4 times, right? Key to an attack and defense 30% at the start of each turn, up to 120%. So he just has to be on rotation 4 times to get the full effect. That's, again, really good for like these longer events. But like if we're taking him into like Sin, or we're taking him into, you know, other fights like that, this guy will not be able to build up the way he'll want to. But again, this unit has always been a unit that is designed to be in very long, drawn-out fights over shorter fights. He does get an additional that has a high chance to become a super attack. I did give him built an additional because I do feel I didn't want to give him 50% attack and defense raising, but I do want you to be able to get a lot of additionals with this guy regardless. So I don't want to make it like free, but if you triple super with this guy, he can get 60% attack and defense within a turn. But I think 20% by itself every single turn is still pretty low for stacking. And I don't think they would remove like the attack so that it becomes 30% defense by itself. I would assume they're going to still keep the attack and defense raising together. So I did give him the additional right here, just a free additional. It could proc his hidden potential system additional right there, which is very good. Now, we all know stacking is not enough by itself. This guy needs something in order to keep him on rotation, in order for him to live supers. I would say it would be a good idea for this guy, because this guy, his stacking was able to let him live supers back in the day and stuff like that. So I did give him guard, but there's a restriction. So he gets guard, and then 50% multiplicative defense when he activates guard, but he has to be the first or second attacker in the turn, and there has to be a super class Future Saga category ally also in the same turn. So he has to, you can't like float him off on the team to get the guard. You cannot, let's say, have him like next to I don't know, like just let's say like Age of Alar Gohan, right? You can't have him with Age of Alar Gohan and like, I don't know, physical ultimate Gohan, right? You can't have a rotation like that because this guy won't get his guard. So it is restricted in that situation, but I think the guard and the multiplicative 50% defense is quite good. Obviously, we know Future Saga is going to be getting tons of buffs during the celebration. We'll probably get a new Vegito. Probably just get a Super Saiyan like Trunks, like this guy right here. Where is he? A new version of this guy. I'm assuming we're going to get. Maybe we get like a blue Goku bounty unit or a blue Vegeta bounty unit or something like that. Who knows? Right now, Vegeta and Trunks are still really good. Like you could have a rotation of these guys in slot 1. Then you could have this guy in slot 2, right? And then he'll be able to be stacking there. And again, this does activate when the first attack goes in, so like this will work really well with the stacking defense because it will multiply against this stack defense as well. And I think that'll just make him an overall very strong defensive unit. He won't really be doing a lot of damage, but stacking up, guarding, and defending, I do think would make a lot of sense for what this Trunks is really trying to do, right? And in terms of his semblance of what his previous design was, because he definitely was not like a hard hitter, right? The hard hitting is when we get to this guy. So this guy in the past, there didn't really feel like a point to transform him, really. So I try to make it a little different, so where it's like, okay, it feels like there's a little bit of a better reason to transform into this Super Saiyan sort of Hope Trunks. I think that's what my aim really was. I really didn't necessarily like just this being once only and stuff like that, right? Obviously now he needs like start of turn, attack and defense. No super attack effect like for attack and defense raise as well, right? So I did go ahead and give him a couple of abilities. I did give him 50% attack and defense for the turn, right? So obviously that won't multiply against the stacking, but just gives him an extra defense and attack raise. 180% attack and defense, right? I did give him quite a nice amount of that. Then I did give him 30% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. Now, that is quite a lot, right? I think that these stats are quite a bit, plus the 50% here. He is super effective against all types still. And I gave him this, 30% attack and defense on super. You may think, oh, that's pretty small buff. But if you're getting this guy like, even like 6-7 key spheres, right, it goes crazy. But he's gonna be able to get 23 key spheres because what I did is I just made this like a nuke ability, and he just like when you transform into the Sword of Hope Trunks, he would go really crazy, right? Changes all key spheres on the field to tech key spheres once only, and then for the following turn he still does have the ability he had pre-ZA where he randomly changes his type of key sphere to tech. And that is the same, but it's not turn restricted. Then if you get 5 key spheres, he gets a guaranteed double super. And then he also disables enemy action once within the turn when collecting 7 more key spheres, right? That should be on super attack, by the way. Like when attacking, right? I didn't clarify that, but this is like, you know, he super attacks and he disables enemy action off because like he cuts Zamasu in half, right? That's kind of the idea there. But yeah, I made this guy really strong where it's like, okay, you just stack with this guy a couple of times. In shorter events, you just, okay, skip that. You get this guy out, like, simply, and then you just kind of nuke. Maybe in longer events, you're like, okay, maybe I should just stay in this guy at the very, like, basically, like, you just stay in this guy as long as you want. Then you transform this guy in the last phase. You nuke, you get a full heal. The risk would be that you're running this guy in slot 1 for him to get all the keys first while he's not, like, guarding. Or I guess, no, you don't really have to because it's an active skill. Yeah, never mind. So, like, you would put your slot 1 unit in slot 1. Then you would use the active skill, get all the keys first, attack, and then this guy just nukes the boss, right? Let me see. What are the quotes thinking here? Is he strong enough or not? Yeah. So he just basically drops a nuke, right? He just nukes the enemy. I would say maybe you could just take off of this 30% attack defense on super attack. That's fine. Or maybe you could just take that off. Transforming Vegeta. I kind of just made this guy like a better version of Transforming Vegeta. Because obviously he's super effective against all types, right? But like Transforming Vegeta does get how much attack defense per keys for obtained? He gets, well, he only gets attack per keys for obtained there. Okay. Maybe I can make it like 30% attack and 15% defense. That probably would be a little better, but who knows? Maybe it's just fine as it is. I like this design for this Trunks. Let me know if you guys think this guy maybe is a little too strong. Looking at it now again, I think maybe this guy is a little too strong, just a little bit. But I think this is something that we could realistically like potentially see. I think this especially is something we could realistically potentially see. Maybe they don't want to give him a scouter, right? But maybe go to give him another ability. But a lot of people do like this concept here for the most part, so I mean, we'll see. That's it for me. Let me know what you guys would like to see from this Attack Super Trunks EZA, what kind of changes you would make for him, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.